In recent years, we are observing the peculiar behaviors of the climate. Sometimes it is quite unusual rain and the tremendous flood in the surrounding areas. And sometimes it is a prolonged drought and a lot of temperature rise. A lot of areas are affected because of becoming dry too much. And frequent attack of cyclones in the seashores. So have you asked ever anything that why this is happening nowadays? The scientists, they are saying that this is the result of the climate change in the earth. And most of the climate change is because of the depletion of the natural resources more than the capacity of the earth to replenish it. So what are those natural resources? Natural resources are the resources which are available from the nature. It is water, it is air, it is soil, it is the woods from the forest, many things, many other things. Whatever it is available from the nature is called the natural resources. And with the rapid growth of economy, with the growth of development and the civilizations, there are need for making the residence of the peoples, and rapid urbanization is also taking place along with the industrializations, and industry needs power to be generated. So where from these powers will come? Only very negligible portion of the power source is the hydropower, or nowadays government is taking care of the generation of wind power, but this is very negligible, very minimal level. Predominantly in our country it is the thermal power. And what is the outcome of generating thermal power? Thermal power is developed by means of the burning coal and utilizing the heat of the coal to generate steams, and thereby the steams rotate the turbines, high pressure steam, and that's why the power is generated. But in order to do that, while the burning of the coal in the air, coal is utilizing the natural resource, the very precious oxygen, and it is releasing carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is treated as one of the greenhouse gases, which has an impact to keep the earth warm. And because of this global warming, so one outcome is that melting of the ice caps in the poles and as well as in the Himalayan regions. So what is the result? Because of this melting, because of the melting of that ice caps and the icebergs, so there are flash floods in certain areas in the upper Himalayan regions of India, and as well as the sea level is increasing. So increasing of the sea levels means there are threat for any low-lying land, and we are about to lose many flora and fauna which might be in these low-lying lands. Apart from that, with the natural outcome of the urbanizations and the civilizations, a lot of deforestation takes place, and we are never be so much mindful in reforestations of those depleted land. And because of urbanizations, because of making residential flats, what is happening? The consumption of groundwater is increasing day by day. So the level of groundwater is alarming in some cities in the world, in India also. And there are menace of increased level of the arsenic that has also another health impact. So overall, if we use all these natural resources in this manner, those days are not far that we will be in a threat of getting affected adversely for the whole mankind. Not only destructions of the few species or few animals or few plants, but it's a threat to the entire civilization's entire earth. In an ecosystem, there are need for every creature, and if any creature becomes extinct, these food chains become disrupted, and because of these disruptions of the food chains, a lot of balance becomes totally imbalanced, and it has the tremendous impact to the environment, to the society, and to the economic development also. What I told you, that because of the frequent occurrence of the cyclonic weather, the flood, famine, drought, it has the larger economic impact. The productivity of this plant, productivity of this land is also decreasing. We are getting less crops as compared to we used to get few years back or few decades back, and the fertility of the land is also gradually decreasing. So, what is to be done in order to make it improvement? We need to think about it, and we need to be very much proactive in these aspects, because without taking full care, without reducing the greenhouse gas productions, we cannot survive for the longer terms. And let me tell you the one small impact of these things. It has been found that the quantities of the insects are gradually decreasing, and life cycles of the honeybee is also decreasing. So what are the immediate impact of these? These small insects, the small insects are very much responsible for pollinations, for generation of the crops. If pollination doesn't take place, what will happen? We won't get food, we won't get crops in proper quantities. Despite applications of the fertilizers, we won't get the amount of the crops which we used to get earlier. So we must keep our earth, keep our society, keep our environment free from all sorts of pollutions, and we must take care that over-exploitations of the natural resources must be stopped anyhow. And for that, we need to think about the 3R principles: reduce, reuse, and recycle. That means we need to reduce this over-exploitations in whatever manner possible. We need to reuse wherever it is possible, and we need to recycle so that we have to produce the less greenhouse gases, less carbon footprint. And there are another direct impact of that: ozone layer depletions. With the depletions of the ozone layers, it is a threat towards the mankind, because ozone layer has a very good beneficial work of protecting the ultraviolet rays in the upper layer of the atmosphere. If it is not protected, in that case we cannot survive with the lot of exposure of ultraviolet rays in this earth. So we need to take care for generation of the more renewable source of energy, more hydel power. It is said that India and the Nepal has a lot of potential of generation of the hydel power, but we need to implement it by proper investment and proper adjustment, proper agreement between the neighboring countries, so that we can save our country from the unwanted floods also, and also we can generate valuable source of idle electricity. We can tap a lot of solar energy, and we should generate a lot of biomass energy also, which is available in India in the tremendous quantities. The residue of the biomass energy can be utilized as a manure, and those manures are far better than the synthetic chemical fertilizers, which can damage the soil. It is said, what we give to the society, what we give to the nature, we are going to get back from the nature. So we have exploited the nature so far. That's why nature is also exploiting in terms of the various diseases and various bad effect of this climate change. But if we can take care of the nature by saving the environment, by reforestations, and by less depletions of the natural resources, nature is not so miser that it won't give anything to us. It is the nature which gives us all sorts of nourishment for our life, to sustain and for develop. My dear friend, stay awesome, stay happy, and stay always be jovial. Bye. My honorable friends, if you like this video, please subscribe the like button. Your subscription is always inspiration for us.